getting out into the elements today. Just going for a brief walk through Burleigh National Park. It's a beautiful little hill in Burleigh Heads, and it's a small walk, but you know, it does the job. And while I was walking, I started to think about keto and muscle preservation, because I still think a lot of people in the bodybuilding industry believe that you need carbohydrates and a significant amount of protein to build and preserve muscle mass. And after significant studies that I have found, protein is a lot more oxidized. So back to keto. So rather than utilizing carbohydrates as your energy source, you're using ketones. Okay, so even if you're not in ketosis and on a ketogenic diet and you're on a low carbohydrate diet, what happens in the body? So if you look up the term beta hydroxybutyrate, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, protein synthesis actually occurs a lot more when you are utilizing your ketones. So there is one thing I may add, which is that you do require resistance training for this to occur, and you also need to ensure you're having enough calories to build and preserve muscles. So if you are in a significant calorie deficit and you're not doing any resistance training, yes, I'm sure, as I have discovered myself, muscles can be burnt away, which is what I have done in the past. So I personally don't like to have, you know, very muscly legs, and I build muscles very easily, and that is probably due to, you know, a number of reasons: genetics, muscle memory from significantly training all of my life, you know, from a young age in school, as well as swimming, little athletics, several factors, maybe my height as well. So I just wanted to discuss that topic briefly. And yeah, if you do the research, carbohydrates, protein, to a large degree, it's not required to build muscle. Okay, and also another factor is, when should you have your carbohydrates? When you're on a low carbohydrate diet, when should you have them? And I find, as well as a lot of studies that back me up as well, having carbohydrates of the evening is much better, or after you are doing your resistance training as well. So that can make a huge difference on preserving muscles. It can make a huge difference on hunger hormones as well. Having carbohydrates of the evening can improve your sleep. And rather than having the carbohydrates in the morning, which is then spiking your insulin, and then you're requiring another meal in a shorter period of time, I find that it's so much better to do that. I basically call it backloading carbohydrates. Why do I choose keto over several other ways of eating? Short answer, I feel it is the closest type of a lifestyle that also assists your gut and brain if done correctly. And I'm all about the gut and brain axes and the linkage between the two, which basically it fights so many things. It prevents, it assists in areas such as depression, in hunger hormones, cravings, mental stability, and just cognitive functions, the ability to remember, so memory as well.